Hello everybody, this is Allsouth Gaming and welcome to our new series, Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. And yes, we'll be tackling all three of them. I have actually beaten all of these games completely 100%. So, although granted that was some time ago. And I will be tackling all three of them because, well, the first game can, if you know what you're doing, be beaten rather quickly. This one you can just ignore. It was just for audio testing, which, I'll say this again, just as I do with every new series, if there's anything that's too loud or too quiet, please let me know in the comments section. I can only audio test so much of the game, and obviously there's going to be things that get loose unless I, audio test the entire game, at which point I may as well just be live streaming. Which I don't have the time for with my day job. But anyways, let's get into it and start with the original, Spyro the Dragon.
Okay, rolling.
It's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Gnasty Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Gnorc is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does it!
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
Well, he can't be the smartest being for leaving one dragon, even as small as Spyro is, unharmed and free. But yes, this is Spyro the Dragon. It's, it's a remake of the original Collectathon of the same name. Remake, remaster. You know what, let's just say reignited. First game is, well, fairly simple. Collect treasures, beat enemies, rescue dragons, and later on, dragon eggs.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Why? Like, why can't you just give me more information? Like, the balloonists are going to require you to do certain things before they let you go. Before they let you go to the next world, and you can only go one at a time. Also, for these being warriors, and yes, this is an intro world, so of course they're not going to be very tough. They're kind of cowardly. But yeah, way the game operates is there are hub worlds that you go to that each have their own collectibles, and in those hub worlds there are various portals you go to in order to, get more of the collectibles, because there's only 4 dragons in this initial area for us to get. And like the guy said, we needed 10 at least before we can move on. Now, we can charge into enemies, and we can also breathe fire on them. Of course, Spyro, being the size that he is, isn't very strong. Probably one of the reasons why Nasty Gnorc didn't, encase us in crystal. He underestimates us, which is going to be very unfortunate for him.
Where's Nasty Gnorc? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Yeah, what he said is basically that Sparks is our health bar for this game. And unfortunately, this game does still use a live system. Remnant from arcade games, even though I don't believe this was ever an arcade game. But yeah, when he's golden, we're at full health. He then goes down to blue when we get hit. And then green, and then he disappears. You want to keep Sparks around as much as possible, not just because, you know, health, but also because he will grab gemstones as you run by them. Way to keep him healthy, feed him butterflies, which you get by torching various critters. In this case, sheep. And most of the time it is sheep. Well, no, actually, I believe it actually changes from world to world.
Cool flash. Do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the dragon mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
Yeah, every world's got a boss, but you gotta beat at least one world before it'll unlock. At least for this one. Now then, I don't know if you originally have this in the original game, but in the Reignited Trilogy, you have a gem radar. Clicking your left thumbstick and Sparks will point in the direction of the nearest gem. Very useful on some of the larger worlds where you, well, where you're gonna have like one gem left.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Well, I wasn't afraid until you said it. And yes, the game will helpfully tell you when you have found all of certain collectibles. Get back here. Now, enemies aren't going to stay this simple forever. Most of them will be fairly simple in how you take care of them, but there are some that require a little more finesse, or at least a little bit of forward thinking before you go after them. Oh, and if you want to drop mid-glide, just press Y. Or whatever the top button equivalent is for your controller. Which, I don't know why I brought that up. There's only one. Well. Actually, did this release on Switch? Probably did. Okay. Ah, right. The hedge, quote-unquote, maze. It's not much of one. And yeah, like I said, this game operates off a live system, though if you know what you're doing, which I may or may not at times, you should be just fine. And that is all the gemstones, and here is the balloonist who can take us to the next world.
If you prove your worth by rescuing 10 dragons, then you may use this balloon to fly to a new world.
Yep. Each of the balloonists has a different mission of things you gotta collect in order to, gain access to the next world. I actually remember when I first played the original Spyro, I didn't really understand the concept of a collectathon, so I was always doing the bare minimum of what I needed to move on to the next world, not realizing... Yeah. And yes, we have a secret world. Now, I will say this, completing this one does not count towards completing the one world to unlock the boss. For some reason. Because this is more of a challenge thing. Every world has one of these flight worlds. And the concept behind it is that you're going to be, It's better to show once it loads in. So, this is the only worlds where Spyro can legitimately fly. And you have to go through these and complete various tasks. In their entirety. You can come back to them. Like, you don't have to complete them before you move on to the next one. Come on. And you do get some time. Ooh, there's the last of the barrels. If I can do this. In a certain amount of time. You do get some time for doing the tasks, and it varies depending on the task. And not only do you have to complete them, but you have to complete them all in one go. So, I would say learn what you have to do, and then try to find the optimal route. I mean, it was kind of pure luck that the last train showed up as I was taking care of the pilots, but hey, it worked out. And thankfully, the arches drop us off right here to take care of the treasure chests. Unfortunately, I missed 2 of them. Also, don't fall into the water. That is an automatic end to your run. There are maneuvers you can pull off. I believe left bumper lets you do a turnaround. Good for when you need to, you know, move quickly. But yeah, got that in first try, though it is the first one. Like I said, every single world has got one of these. Except maybe the last one, I'm not 100% certain. But yeah. You get gems for completing each task, but you also have to get the gems for completing them all in one go. You can try again, which, you know, if you've already beaten it, then it's just, hey, how quickly can you do it? But, I don't need that. But yeah, in the little loading screen, you can, control Spyro a little bit. And by the way, that's spinning around. Yeah, Spyro's got a dodge roll. Now, enemies will respawn once you've returned to the world, but they no longer drop gemstones. Instead, they drop these little orbs. And if you collect enough of them, well, they're basically like coins from Mario. Collect enough of them, and they will give you an extra life. Now then, how about we head towards Stone Hill? Yeesh. And I'm running this on an SSD. Imagine if I was running these games on a hard drive. Alright, Stone Hill. There are 4 dragons, 200 gems, and a dragon egg. Huh, that showed up a lot sooner than I thought it would. Now I think about it, I think this might be one of those levels that are rather open-ended. And first new enemy. Like I said, you can charge them, or you can flame them. Though given that they're already charging at us, may as well meet them head on. Show them why the dragons reign supreme. Oh, and as you may have noticed, the gemstones have varying value based upon the color. Red's 1, green is 2, blue is 5. I believe purple is 10. And I forget after that. Oh, and those little things, they more often than not give you a life. Can't remember if they drop anything else, though.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya!
I believe in the Reignited Trilogy, they added a bunch of dialogue to some of the dragon rescues. Because some of them were just like, thank you for releasing me, and that was it. Got this area down here. Ooh. A key. So, there are various forms of chests that you will find along the way. There's the wooden ones, you can destroy them any way you want. Then there are the metal ones. Metal ones you cannot hit with your flame. You have to charge through them in order to open them up. Which kinda, you know, gives you a little hint that your fire doesn't work on everything. Not only that, there are also locked chests that cannot be flamed, they cannot be headbutted. You have to find the keys somewhere in the world in order to unlock them. And yeah, I didn't bring it up, but those vortexes will launch you up. Now then, taking care of that, that's our exit. Like you said, come back after we freed everyone. There is some gemstones up there. We'll get back to those in a moment. But yeah, I believe the whole explanation is that because Spyro's a younger dragon, his flame isn't strong enough to deal with metal.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
Of course not. Oh, and something to bear in mind. Spyro can't swim. Which is gonna be handy information to have. Ah, there it is, the locked chest. When we get to worlds that have, you know, a lot of water that we gotta avoid. Hey, good thing I got the cheat key first. Gavin. Alright.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong, like me.
Sure.
Yeah, basically telling you what I've already told you. A lot of these guys are going to be tutorials for the first bit, then some of them will actually give you useful information. I probably already said this, but I believe they added a lot of dialogue for some of the dragons that were basically just went, thank you for releasing me, and that was it. I believe we've been through that one. That's going to lead to our exit, so let's head this way, see if we can't find a way up top. You're gonna learn to hate that laugh. That laugh belongs to an egg thief. Dragon eggs are one of the other collectibles that we've got. Be careful getting too close to that guy. If you're not quick on the draw, he will hit you with his cane before you can take him out. Shepherd, that's the word I was looking for. Now then, how do I get up top? Ah, that's how.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
Action button is, for me, the Y button. And yeah, it's just an immediate drop. Now, we can't go far out, because, yeah, those are stone barriers. But at least they give a valid explanation for the invisible walls. Now, where is... There he is. These guys, they will taunt and mock you, but they will never fight you head on. They will run away whatever opportunity they've got. They are quick. You are slightly, and I do mean ever so slightly faster than them, in the sense that you will very slowly gain on them, but you're going to want to try and cut corners wherever you can in order to catch up to them. If you can get close enough to hit them with the flame, do it. Because these guys are annoying. They get prevalent later on in the game, and oh boy. And yes, you do need those dragon eggs for 100% completion. So don't just neglect them just because they're annoying to catch. Is there something up here? Sparks is pointing in this direction. Like I said, on these bigger open worlds, having that Sparks radar to find gemstones, very useful. Let's see, I know there are some gemstones up here. We saw them from down below. Let's see, 8 more. And I see a chest over there. Okay, saying they're in this direction. Let me just make sure they're not up top before I drop down. Yep, there they are. Alright, with that we're done and we can head for the exit. Which, if memory serves, was through the blue gemstone door. And that is basically the gameplay loop for this. Now, there are going to be some other mechanics that are introduced, but for the most part it stays the same. Alright, next up, Dark Hollow. Now, other than being collectible, gemstones don't really serve any other purpose. Alright, always check behind you. Now, in this one, yeah, frogs are the butterflies. And yet, guys have started using metal shields. Can't flame them, well, unless they're stupid enough to leave their shield up, down, however you want to put it. Leave the shield out of the way. However, we can also charge them. Yeah, metal doesn't stand up to a charge. Well, for the most part. Now, this guy, this is a big enemy. And unfortunately, being so small, Spyro can't charge them. However, they're still vulnerable to our flame. And grab the gemstones and then the dragon. Albin.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escaped those annoying little creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Their metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
Like I said, most of them are going to be tutorialized. And we're going to have to backtrack for this chest. Okay, that was a close one. Let's see, there's that over there. There's a gemstone up there I'm gonna have to glide for. Yeah, the worlds are relatively small. At least starting out, but they do get fairly complex later on. I managed to get through this world, or this game, only having to look up a guide for one, and honestly, that one was a very understandable lookup. If you know, you know. Oh, and yeah, Sparks will eat butterflies whether he needs them or not. Alright, what have you got to say? Darius.
Big enemies like this Nork with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
I do like the personality and style that they've added to the dragons in the Reignited Trilogy. Though that is mostly just because of the limitations of technology when in... I believe it was the PlayStation 1 when Spyro first came out. Yeah, definitely PlayStation 1. Ah, this guy. He's big, so we can't charge him, and he's got metal armor, so we can't flame him. At least, not from the front. Yeah, turn around so I can flame your backside. So yeah, some enemies require, well, not very much, but a little thought before you go after. Oh, I got him in time. Before you try and fight him. And yeah, pools of water. Don't fall in them. Like I said, Spyro can't swim.
Psst. Spyro, wanna know a secret? Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
It can be useful if you're looking over an area, but for the most part, it doesn't have much of a use. At least, not until the next game. Ah, jeez. I don't know if you can hear it, but somebody's doing some yard work outside. Alright, anything else in here? Nope, you're pointing towards the exit. Well, we got the key. And there's only 10 gems left, so I'm willing to bet they're all in that chest. Unless I missed something. Which wouldn't be surprising for me. Nope, that appears to be everything. Yeah, don't worry, these levels are gonna get more complex as we go on. With either unique mechanics to the world, or just various other things. Okay. I don't believe the guidebook shows worlds that you haven't been to yet. Let's see. Got Stonehill over there. We got that one. We got that one. Is there one in this direction? I don't believe so. No, wait, there was. town square, and then I believe all that's left is the boss. Alright, this is one of the kind of more linear. I say kind of because, well, a lot of them loop back on themselves eventually.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the right stick to get a good look.
Oh, he knocked over. Eh. Now, though these guys are technically, well, not technically, they are bigger than Spyro, you can still flame them. These kinds of chests. Flaming them alone isn't enough. Gotta flame them, and then grab the gemstone before it falls back in. And this whole level is basically about practicing your glide at various points.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing the jump button at the very top of your jump?
Dad Stonehill already taught us that. Some bullfighter. There it is. Like I said, you're gonna learn to hate these guys. Or at the very least, you're gonna learn to hate that sound of their laughter. Mocking you. Constantly mocking you. Ooh, there was a yellow gemstone in there, but I didn't see what its value was.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg! Run! Run! I'm getting a little winded.
Alrighty then. Now let's see. I believe we now need to do a bit of backtracking to get up top. Yep, there we go. That's how we get to this guy. Oh, yeah, you're talking mad shit, but once I'm on the same level as you, you're running. Ah, shoot, where did he... He doubled back. I'll give him that one. It's not gonna save him for long, though. And you're also going to learn that a lot of these glide jumps, at least some of the very important ones, you need to be a little precise with them. Gotcha, you little shit. I hope that is not getting picked up on the mic. It probably is. Alright, anyways, with the thief taken care of, let's get back up here and try to collect the rest of the collectibles that are up top. take care of this guy. Ah, yeah, yellows are 10. And then we got this little thing. It's metal. What you gotta do is you just gotta flame it repeatedly until it spins out of place. I am missing some gemstones. It's unfortunate.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. You can always check your progress by accessing the guidebook through the pause menu.
Yep, way ahead of you. Alright, Sparks is saying it's in this direction. Back up top somehow. Must have missed it when I was chasing that thief. Oh, and I will say this. You can complete every world you go to the first time you go to it. They didn't start doing the whole, you gotta backtrack with new, yeah, there it is. Backtrack with new abilities until after, or until the next game. Because, technically speaking, there are no new abilities to unlock, just new mechanics of the different worlds. Alright, unfortunately, I don't believe it'll tell you if you've done all of the worlds. Within a specific, or all the levels within a specific world. It might, but I think only after you've done them all. But anyways, I believe the only thing we got left is the boss world. Yep. Toasty. And in this instance, it says confronting Toasty, because, you know, boss and all that. Now, gotta be careful with this one, because the shepherds now have dogs with them. And the dogs will leap at you if you're not careful. And I think they're one of the first instances of enemies taking multiple hits. They will get you. Like I said, you gotta be careful. I want to try making use of the dodge roll in this case. Oh, that kind of worked. There goes Sparks. Which means I gotta collect them manually and try to not get hit. At least until I can find a sheep to heal. Well, at least there's no contact damage. Well, at the very least, when you charge through chests, they automatically come to you. See, only one dragon and 100 gems, but all the same.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on! I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
Ah. Thought I moved out of the way enough. Alright, first death. At least it was against a boss, though. It's more of a tutorial boss. Heck, it wasn't even to the boss, it was to the damn dog. And yeah. Nope. Can't charge him. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's a goat. Alright, Toasty's down. Get our gemstones, and we're missing 5. Alright, Sparks, show the way. Oh, and this should probably go without saying, but, there it is. But if you've lost Sparks, because you're on your last hit, you can't use his radar. Alright. With that, I believe we have fully completed the entirety of the Artisan world. Yeah. Let's see, there's Sunny Flight, there's that one, there's Stone Hill, Town Square, and Toasty. That should be everything. Alright, let's go see the balloonist and check out the next world before we end it off.
Wow! I see you've been busy rescuing dragons, Spyro. You may travel to the Peacekeepers world if you like. Are you ready to go?
Yep, let's go to Peacekeepers. Plus, I also imagine these balloons don't have a very long range, you know, being balloons and all. So we probably have to jump world to world before we can get to Nasty Nork. Alright. Let's see, 3 dragons, 200 gems, and an egg.
Welcome to Peacekeepers. Look how our treasure has been stolen and turned against us. Please, recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
And yeah, that's going to be our goal for this one, is to collect, well, a lot of treasure. Do I get to see my totals? Yeah, 1,000. I think we need about 1,600 to get through. But yeah, as you can see, the Peacekeepers are more militarized. Basically the warriors of the Dragon Kingdom. The artisans were, well, artisans. You know, chefs, pottery, painting, sculpting, all that. And we have these cannoneers and cannons. But you know what's great about these cannons? We can use them ourselves. Oh yeah, and bunnies are the critters of this little hub world. I wonder, can I? Nah, I can't hit it from here. There is some environment you gotta destroy with a cannon in order to unlock, I believe, the flying world for this. But, unfortunately, we can't go any further. I mean, we could, but I'm actually out of time for this episode, and I'm not interested in having a main series that's an hour long. I'm already going to have a new one coming up that's going to be much longer. But anyways, with that, I'm going to end this off there for today. Hopefully we can do one major world per episode, but who knows. Yeah, this Spyro, the first Spyro is one that, if you know what you're doing, you can beat it in, about a day. But anyways, with that, I'm going to end things off there for today. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications when I upload. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.